Tax planning and management are the secrets of billionaire success. Most people wonder how corporations like Amazon or Walmart or even Donald Trump, who isn't a corporation but a billionaire, are able to get away with paying minimal to no taxes and indeed get wealthier and wealthier every year. Like, specifically, if you think about Walmart, how are they able to um, sell you items at such low costs, minimizing the amount of profit that they get while still being able to make billions and billions every year? Well, a lot of it has to do with tax management and tax planning. Um, the idea behind tax planning is that you set aside some time. Most people, either, well, not most people, but companies and corporations will hire CPAs, certified public accountants, and tax lawyers who sit and they go through the company's goals and finances and debts and income, and they set aside a plan for making sure that these corporations and companies and wealthy people are able to write off certain deductions on their taxes, to qualify for certain credits, to apply for certain exemptions. And more people need to be aware of tax planning. The Most people I know who do their taxes, they don't think about their taxes in a strategic way until tax season is upon them. So around January, February, when they get their W 2s or their 1099s, they begin to figure out, can I claim my this, or can I claim my child, or how long does it, like they start asking these questions then. And instead, what they should be doing is at the beginning of the tax year, they need to be sitting down, coming up with their goals. One of the examples that I recently was talking about with somebody is, let's say you wanted to renovate your home, but you own a business out of your home that you run out of your home, and you have an ailing parent who's wheelchair bound, but you need them to have access to things, but you can't really afford to take the money to renovate your home for personal use. Well, there are tax credits for making a business a disabled access business. There are different credits and deductions that you can use, especially if you have a home business or you're self-employed, that can offset the taxes that you would incur during the year. And kind of want to do that because we're missing out. There's billions and billions of dollars every year that go unclaimed in deductions and credits because people simply don't know about them and they don't know how to plan for them. There are expenses that you might not make or you might have made once every year instead of purchasing something all up front at one point. You know what I mean? Like if you knew that expenses for a certain item could be deducted on your taxes $500 a year, but the item costs $5,000. A lot of people might buy it for $5,000, not realizing that they could make payments on it and deduct those payments in the cost or in the depreciation. Like we need to be more mindful in the ways that we exercise our plans, in the way that we um, go about our taxes. It's very important, not just for that reason, but because people who don't plan their taxes sometimes come into a little bit of money, they open themselves up to more audits and charges. Tax evasion is not a joke. Tax fraud is not a joke. People do go to jail. I know you've heard of Ronald Isley and I know you've heard of Wesley Snipes. People go to jail. People go to jail because they are, at the end of the day, they haven't planned something beforehand in order to minimize their risks. Instead, at the last minute, they might think, oh, well, I'll just deduct something and not realize that it's red flagging the IRS, and they're now up for an audit and they have no way to excuse it. If you had had a plan in place, you would already know how to to deduct that money. So keep in mind, do some tax planning, not just if you have a business, but for your own personal use. That I actually have a family member who was talking about that they couldn't claim any tax deductions, and I was floored because I've never heard of that. Their tax preparer told them that they were unable to claim any tax deductions. They have two children. Um, they work. Like they pay bills. It's impossible not to have tax deductions or tax credits that you can qualify for. And if somebody is telling you that, um, it means they haven't done their due diligence, which means that it's up to you. So yes, you can hire somebody, preferably a tax lawyer or a CPA, to help you do your tax planning. They can advise you expertly in these ways. But at the end of the day, it is up to you to know the ins and outs of these things, because nobody's going to care like you're going to care about your own finances and your own future. And if you are not doing any type of tax planning, then you are probably not building your wealth as efficiently as you could, which means that you will have less wealth to pass on. And then also in that note, if you do own a business and you're not doing any tax planning, then you're opening up to, if something happens to you, if you become disabled or you die, God forbid, or incarceration. Like there are so many things that can happen. A coma, to where your business has to change hands. Um, a lot of businesses are dismantled and destroyed behind inheritance tax and capital gains tax. Be aware, be mindful, and be planning at all times. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like, the subscribe, and the notification bell so you can get more from me. Thank you.